Anybody else feel like the final boss is appearing too early? Yeah, it definitely is showing a different imbalance between our 3 writers and the final villain. Hello everybody, today we're going to talk about episode 35 of Kamen Rider Gavv. We start with Lango warning Jeep and Lizelle the way that they're going to get 10 million dark trees in order to make the premium pack. You need to actually capture 10 million people. And worried that they might actually reveal the world to these people. They gotta know where they can hide 10 million people being disappearing. Alex doesn't care just what the result, telling Lango to do a job, which he decided to do so, follow the order. And it's pretty interesting, Jeep seems concerned over it. And meanwhile, Shouma make almost 200 gochizo, and Amanda makes a new plural word for gochizo, a michel, which is pretty cute to see. And Ritsu comes in, which is pretty funny, we haven't seen her in a long time. And pretty funny seeing them to gochizo all hiding behind Amanda and Shouma, pretty cute to see, as you need their help. And recently, she actually got into a new band called UMA, which is pretty cool, like acronym for Yuma, like horse. And the really cool transition to episode 35 appearing in the music video was pretty cool to see. As Shouma actually thinks that they're just horses, which is pretty funny to see because they say UMA just a pun for Uma, for like horse or something like that. And interestingly, this band is played by an actual band in real life called Crab Kanai Club, with the actual real song Fuki Ka Eban. And also just crab people, which is pretty funny that there's a bunch of crab people that play the song and also now they're horses identified. Pretty funny to see. Ritsu wants their help. The fact that she's been head over heels for the new band are performing big time in a new stadium, as she didn't get a ticket and lost the ticket right to it. It was pretty funny to see. But then Senpai gave her a ticket, so now she's happy to go. But then she had little time to actually make any merch, or not really merch, but like the type of thing that you see in idols and all that group. It was to show their love for the idol group and need the help of Amanda and Shouma, which they agreed to help. It's pretty funny to see our duo help them out. Meanwhile, Nieb gets Lango a weird device that we kind of look like a bomb, considering what's gonna happen later in the episode. I guess it kind of be like a bomb or whatever. And he decided to use that device in order to help him out and collect 10 million people. And meanwhile, we see our trio all go out shopping for their stuff. And pretty funny how Shouma just look at a horse, still thinking about the band being called UMA like a horse. Pretty funny to see our gang help. It's pretty funny scene, pretty cute scene. I really like to see more of this interaction between all of them together. Pretty cute. After they get all their stuff, they work on the material to make the performance. And they're having fun doing it. Pretty cool to see Ritsu want to show her appreciation to the band. As Shouma gets all excited, but then accidentally spits glue on a table and makes Ritsu accidentally cut one of her head of the horse's design that he made. Pretty funny to see that, yeah, they're just panicking, trying to fix it. And Amanda's just break the fourth wall, saying that they're gonna be here all night long. Pretty cute scene, even the cutely that Shouma compares her love for the band like his love for snacks. Like, it's just really cute. I love it all together. But unfortunately, we have a tone shift now. As ominously, Lango stands right there as he prepares his move, as he goes to airports, cruises, stadiums, and like all those places to have a lot of people, collect a bunch of people. And see, they actually work, they actually police officers and all that coming in for distress and all that. How we see the next day at, we see Hunter finally do a job, but they're still wondering how his job is even done, as he actually tried to get ready to make a type of report for an article, as he gets a message saying that mass disappearances are happening around the city and probably the country right now. And Lakia is studying kanji, which is pretty cool to see that Lakia is studying kanji. Hearing the news of how a cruise ship lost a bunch of people, like almost 2,000 crewmates and like a bunch of people inside. And Shouma also watching the news, gets a call from Hanta. They plan to meet in Suga, which is now pretty much Lakia's place, as they decide to talk about what's happening, as they believe it's actually Lango's work, as he's the only one that can orchestrate this type of thing. And Lakia would say probably using the poison. And as it turns out, when he was being modified for the little driver thing, they all just took samples of the poison to be used for later. And now it seems to be regretting it that he even gave this system in the first place. Araya decided to go find Lango, but then interestingly, Lakia drops his little accent serious and actually gets worried and concerned as he calls Shouma out, as he's wondering if Amanda knows what he did, that he was the person behind the mad disappearance last time. It's pretty cool to see that he actually dropped the voice because he might actually like her. Not in the sense maybe it's romantic, but more like a friendship thing, but also show how vulnerable he is because he's asking the real questions here. As Shouma and Hunter both agree that they didn't actually tell her at all, and Lakia worried that if anybody else tried to find out, he'd be worried that he'd lose the relationship they have forever. As Shouma tried to relate that they were on the same page, but Hunter said that no, their situation is different, which to be honest is true. Lakia did kidnap like millions of people. Shouma was just a normal person trying to hide the fact that he was a Granu. It's really not that quiet, but either way, they all agreed to work together to find Lango. Meanwhile, the agent collect precedent and actually Lango showing them too cheap, as he worried that maybe Shouma will be coming out anytime soon. As Lango doesn't care, he'll take down all the 3 riders together. As the 3 riders currently try to find Lango and his agent, and Lakia actually visit Dante, and we're worried he was dead, but turns out no, it was just a fake out. He actually was asleep, so I was just worried for nothing. I almost say the clickbait title for last episode for nothing. Thanks a lot, Dante. As he wakes up, probably recovering a little bit, actually giving him a pudding that they can actually eat it in order to give him a little help. I thought he was going to use the final form because considering the fact we actually see the frappe like custom thing in the new poster that was revealed, but no, he actually just wanted antitoxin for a toxin right now, which I guess that makes sense. but we have to wait to see what he'll make with it. Hopefully he's making final form later. And we see two different Grandu that we don't actually see what their monsters form are. They kind of look like twins, but anyway, they actually plan to use the device that they got from Lango probably, that Niep created in order to make their move. As the Gochizo watches over them, they prepare to divide. The Gochizo goes out to inform Shouma as he hurriedly goes to the airport. As we actually see them and prepare their little machine, and Shouma arrives too late. As interestingly, you see like a red bubble appearing right there. It looks pretty weird. Wondering what the side effects are for the bubble thing that make them fall asleep or something, or make them feel euphoric and happy. But we have to wait to see next episode to see how that device works. But anyway, we see it as Shouma transforms to fight against the agent and the Grandu, but it failed as Lango there to protect the agent. As he also just blows up Shouma as he blasts Shouma outside the airplane and even knocking out of his transformation form. After two other riders arrived to help him out, I'm wondering who did that. We actually see Lango walk out. It's pretty cool to see a cool shot of Lango walking down with the explosion behind the plane. It was a pretty cool shot. And Lango identified them as the Granwood Hunters. And Hunter and Lakia both transformed in order to fight against him, winning revenge for the fact that, yeah, Lakia talks him to affect him, and also for Hunter, killing his mom. But, Lango doesn't remember at all, but say that if he did, he pretty much enjoyed her. Other than that, like, that's just messed up. So yeah, they both transformed to fight against him, but it's to no avail as Lango just easily blocked their attack. Pretty cool to see that nothing's working, and even make the sword and just starts attacking them. Pretty cool to fight, and it pretty sucks the fact that Lango actually destroys their driver. Like, pretty interesting to see him destroy Lakia driver first as he de-transforms, and then also destroy Hansa driver as well. But don't worry, then they can make a new one, but still, they're pretty much out of commission for now. But pretty good fight scene. We see Shouma try to run up to Lango, try to punch him, but doesn't really work at all as he just easily knocks him down. Pins him down to the ground. Pretty funny to see, but also pretty sad. And Lango finally tells Shouma he always hated him ever since his dad brought him and his mother Michiru into their lives. And we see a flashback seeing baby little Shouma, pretty cute Shouma, as Bolche tells them that not touched him at all, feel his wrath. As he dragged Michiru around, we're pretty sad to see that she had no control over her life. Seriously, if it was an adult show, they would be tackling it, but the fact that it's a kid show, they can't show much, but still, they're pretty messed up. And they never liked Shouma at all, and the fact that their society believed that might means right, and they didn't like the fact that they were taking care of such a weak person. Also like the shot of Shouma becoming a child, because it makes sense that Lango sees Shouma as a child right now and only seeing as the weakling that he's always known him throughout the entire life. Really good symbolism, really good shot. Can't wait for next episode where Lango actually seen as a man with no fear when his true final form debut. Can't wait to see that next time. And Shouma tried to argue fact that it's not his fault that he was born, but Lango doesn't really care about it at all, saying that the reason for him to live is gone, and there's no reason for him at all. Like, his mom's dead, his uncle Dante about to die, and his dad is dead. He pretty much almost had no reason at all, but Shouma tried to argue back that no, he does. But then, shockingly, what you should never say to anybody, and it's pretty cool effect of having the plane masking Lango's voice as he tells Shouma that he shouldn't have been born. Which is pretty gut-wrenching for Shouma and pretty sad for him to hear, as Shouma just getting mad and immediately transformed to his incomplete final form over Gavv to fight him. Lango's not worried at all because of the fact that he had too much power but no control, as he easily blocks Shouma's attacks and all that, even though Shouma does a pretty cool scene of him doing a finisher, breaking through all of his shields, but then actually landing a hit. And that doesn't work much, and Lango transforms to his true monster form. I just say it's pretty cool collecting. Like, I like the suit, I love it and all that, the color and all that, but I just say it's too much work going around it. Like, so much pieces all over the place. The fur doesn't look good to me. Maybe I see it more, I probably like it, but for now, I think it's okay. I Shouma prepared to fight again, but then it doesn't work at all. As the overform runs out of power, all the Gochizos all die, making him de-transform, and Lango just knocks him back. As he prepared to finish her, Shouma turns into Blizzard super form in order to stop his attack, allowing him to escape with the other rider. And Lango will wait for him to come back and strike him again, as the episode ends there. Overall, it was a really good episode. I love the fight scene, I love how Lango is setting up to be the final villain. I don't think it's the actual final villain, I think Niep is the final villain, or President Boca, but we have to wait to see. Also like that Lakia feeling regret over the fact that he actually kidnapped a lot of people about time. But to wait to see how that turns out, especially that he seems to be locking Amane a lot. Hope you can see more about that, especially with the fact that he made kanji and all that, trying to rectify his mistake, but we have to wait to see. Also cannot wait for the next episode where the true final form, Master Mode Gavv, comes out. And we help Ritsu now, maybe he'd actually see more of its human side. I thought it was going to be something with the person, the candy shop owner, but we have to wait to see about that. So maybe Master Mode Gavv or whatever. We have to wait to see about what that's going to happen. Also the fact that Lakia's driver destroyed along with Hanta's driver make me think that Dante had to work overtime to create 2 new drivers. And also a new power up for Lakia due to the poster already revealing his final form, but we have to wait to see how that turns out. Also can't wait to see more about Jeep might actually start going against Liesel because he actually is somewhat worried about the fact that their world will be discovered. We have to wait to see about that. that. Overall, pretty good episode. Like the fight scene, like the interaction. Can't wait for Lango to be defeated once and for all. Because nobody should ever say somebody should not have been born. That's just messed up. Can't wait to see him be taken down. Rating wise, they gave it a 7.8 out of 10. What do you guys think? Do you like the episode or do you not? What do you think about Lango and Shouma, the interaction? Also, what do you think about Lango, the villain? What do you think about Lango's monster form? Because I find it a little bit too much work. I still kind of like it, but it's a little bit too much. But wait to see what you guys think about it. Also, what do you guys like the fact that, Dante is alive? Do you like the decision that Dante's alive, or do you think he should stay dead? Tell me more about it. Peace.